joining us this morning is Ryan Mee, of course, the CEO of Fulcrum Metals. Ryan, thank you for your time. How are you?
No, I'm very well, and it's nice to be back chatting to you about some key developments at Fulcrum.
Absolutely. Well, this is, of course, something that we have sort of spoken about before, your desire to get on and do what you can on the ground whilst the optimizing process is going on with extract there. So this is doing some auger drilling on the Teck Hughes tailings deposit to really end with a mineral resource estimate. So we'll look at the picture in a moment. You can talk us through the program, but how are you feeling? This is now kicking off. It's going ahead, is it?
Yeah, it's fully underway. We've done some pilot holes to kick off the program. Got some great numbers in terms of gold values, up to 1.2 grams a ton. So yeah, I'm delighted to say that we're fully engaged with that drill program, and yeah, it's really exciting times for us.
Good. So the graphic then that was included in the RNS, so that's we can clearly see there that grid system where you talk 50 by 50, then 25 by 25. So it's spread nicely over all of that sandy coloured area, which is, of course, the tailings deposit. So it does cover the whole of Teck Hughes effectively.
Yeah, that's right. We want to maximise the tonnage on the property. This is, what we call a characterisation program. The auger drilling is part of that. We get to quantify the gold, how many tons. That then goes, that data goes forward into a mineral resource estimate. And alongside this, we'll be working in parallel, doing the phase 3 testing with extract, which is the metallurgical work as we refine those parameters around the technology to maximize the recoveries, the shorten the leach times, and get where we need to be to make that construction decision at Teck Hughes. We want to get Teck Hughes into production as quick as possible, and this is a major step for us because this is our first step on that, to that point. So it's really exciting for us.
Excellent. Yeah, absolutely. So, I mean, just on the program itself, you said in the RNS that the holes are going to go as deep as the tailings is. So, I mean, how deep are we talking here? Is it? I think it's fairly simple. It's not like diamond core drilling. It's sort of auger, sort of boreholes, really. And how quickly do you think it will complete?
Yeah. So we've got our own equipment for this. As you say, we don't need big, expensive diamond drill equipment. And the tailings there at surface. So as soon as you walk out on site, it's under your feet. You're talking of depths between 3 to 10, 12 meters deep.
Okay.
So it's a very cost-effective way of doing this. As you say, that grid there is pretty comprehensive. So we've got some great resources to kick off the program with. So we're really looking forward to to further assay results. We'll keep investors updated as we proceed. We'll probably put an interim report out on how that progress is looking. We're probably looking at 4 or 5 weeks out on site, and then of course it's the turnaround time for the assays at the lab.
Sure.
Which we're expanding the scope of what we're doing here. It's not just about gold. We know there's silver there. We've identified potential for gallium and tellurium. So this program is going to incorporate all of those commodities, through this assaying. So, and we're really looking forward to what these results look like. And this is a really key development milestone for Fulcrum, as I say.
So would you hope to have that mineral resource estimate done before the end of the year, before Christmas, let's say?
Yeah, tailings is slightly different. I mean, to many, this characterization program might be a new terminology for people to understand. But ultimately, this is about, boxing those corners out to really understand in great detail the characteristics, the mineralogy of the tailings, and also to optimize the metallurgical, processing of the tailings. So, we've obviously got the auger program, which has started. The phase 3 testing will be run alongside. We'll put an update on that also. And yeah, it is a transformational time for Fulcrum. There's no two ways about that.
And just on the resource then, Ryan, it's about 130, I think, thousand ounces of gold that was estimated at Teck Hughes. I think 200 across both Teck Hughes and Silvernight. The gold price, of course, will be not doing you any disservices at this point in time. But I mean, in terms of the resource and what investors can look out for, if we're looking at those grades there, which are not finalised yet, they're early grades, but are we expecting to see a resource of what, between 5 and 6 million tonnes total?
Yeah, the historic estimate, is conceptual in nature. So we've got a target of around 6 million tonnes, around 130,000 ounces of gold. But of course, that's conceptual. The work we're doing with the auger drill right now is to move that from a conceptual into a proven case. This is tailings, so we're in a hard rock deposit. You have a cutoff, which is determined by cost. The importance of the phase 3 program is, our cutoff is your recovery rate. Your recovery rates and grades. So we, at the moment, got a 59.4% recovery. That phase 3, we're going to look to push that up to around 70%, but we'll put some further news out on that as we progress with that. So these are really key, milestones which feed into mineral resource estimates and, PFS level economic study, for the construction decision. So we're now at a really important time in his project advancement. And, we couldn't have kicked off in a better way, to be honest, Mark.
Okay, good. Well, thank you, Ryan. Just finally then, when do you think investors can really see that first proper, up-to-date bite of the value in the ground here that's not just conceptual? If you're hoping to get the MRE out before end of year, do you have to wait for phase 3? Do we have to wait for PFS? When do you think speculation can perhaps start? Or maybe not speculation, but hard numbers?
Well, a lot of this will depend on the turnaround time at the labs. Like I said, we're 4 or 5 weeks on site. Then we're subject to waiting for the lab results to come back, and obviously we need to analyse that and put it into a model. So, we're hoping to have that around, the end of the year, okay. Which actually is quite a quick process in the grand scheme of things. So, this is near term, significant development at Fulcrum.
Okay. Well, Ryan Mee, CEO of Fulcrum Metals, thank you very much for your time, as always.
Thanks, Mark. And look forward to talking to you again real soon.
And I just remembered, actually, there was a video on the RNS, wasn't there? And I've not seen that before, but it's only available on the London Stock Exchange link, I believe. Yeah,
there's a really cool feature with the LSE RNS feed. And, that allows to embed video. So from my recent visit on site, as part of the pilot build up to this auger program, I just recorded a little, video about what the strategy and what the plans are with Teck Hughes and the scale of potential. I really highly recommend, investors have a look at that. And, it's a feature that we'll be looking to use going forward. I think it's really informative for shareholders. Good. Well, thank you, Ryan, for your time again. Thanks, Mark. Catch you again soon.
If you enjoyed this interview, then give us a thumbs up, a like or a retweet. Subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Twitter and hit that notification bell to be the first to know when we release new content. There's loads of great content on our website too, across all our programs at stockboxmedia.com. Thank you for watching.